So today's conversation is about ants. Very interesting, I know. So why are we talking about ants? Well, we're gonna talk about ants work and the way they work so hard to achieve what they want to achieve. It's really amazing. I know. This came to mind when I just saw like there's just so many ants in the house, and I was even asking my mom, is it like a Cape Town thing now? Does Cape Town have like a lot more ants than before? What's happening? My mom was like, no, Miguel. The reason why we have so many ants is because they're busy collecting food for the next season, because like usually ants try to find cover when the weather is like terrible. So since we're close to cold temperatures and everything, so they're now trying harder to collect food. And I thought to myself, okay, let me just go on Google search and just have a look at what ants really do. And I thought to myself immediately in that time that, oh my god, ants are so prepared. So let's have our conversation. So what ants do is they when before I know a lot of people view ants as pests, but let's look at them. So what they basically do is they send an ant or two to go through, check a coastie, see what's happening. So they check out your house, and if that ant finds food, it immediately goes back to its tribe or colony. And it goes there and it checks out, it lets them know, listen, buffet too, I have found a supply. I found a supply, and because I found a supply, let's go through. Let's go enter them, let's go get the food, you know. And then the ant village sends out an entire army of ants to go out and get the food. So if you leave like your food open in the kitchen, or like a sugar basin open or something, the one ant that sees that goes back home, lets them know that, guys, I've found food, tons of it, let's go get it. And that's when you start seeing, when you come back after you had left it there, you see an entire army of ants chowing your food or collecting food for the rest of their family or community. So I found that very, very powerful, because a lot of the times we experience great things and we receive a lot of great things, but then we keep quiet about it. We don't share how we get there and how we get those things. And it might not even be something big, like something as small as showing the next person how to apply to varsity. I mean, that's not a small thing. A lot of people in South Africa struggle to do something that you might see as small, like applying to university. I know matriculants are applying to varsity now, and you might find that for you it was easy because you were computer literate, or because you had people to help you, older sibling who's been to varsity before. But there are people who genuinely have no idea where they're going to start, you know. So having someone to show them the ropes, show them which way to go, goes a long way for such people. So what I learned that when I what I learned there is getting equipped, but then also going to the next person in your community. Doesn't have to be your brother or sister. You don't have to be related in any way. In fact, you don't even have to be friends. But going back and assisting and helping the next person, you know. Find an opportunity, you find an opportunity, or you see an opportunity, go back and share it. But I must say, I've seen a lot of people are doing that more often now, but I still believe we can still do it. We can still do a bit more. We can still go ahead and do it. I know sometimes you might feel like, oh my god, I don't know if they need the help. Well, if the next person doesn't need the help, move on. But there will always be somebody who needs your help. There will always be someone who needs what you can give, you know. Like, don't ever underestimate. No gift is too small. I know there was a time in church I was serving, and I really it was required to wear a certain pair of shoes, and I was still a student. And I was like, the requirement was like high heels, and I really, really couldn't afford it. I really couldn't afford it. And on top of that, I wasn't even used to wearing heels. And I was just like, you know what, I'm here to serve the Lord. And I was okay. I was just, having fun. Nobody called me out to say that. It wasn't like a big deal, but it was just like a recommendation and stuff. One of the leaders came to me and said, hey, got you a pair of shoes. Meant the world to me. Sure, maybe to her it was like, it's just a pair of shoes, really. Her and her husband got it for me, and she didn't even come to me and ask me, do you need a pair of shoes, or like speak to a lot of people and be like, oh, I think Busi needs a pair of shoes, guys, let's buy Busi a pair of shoes. No, she went to the shop, bought me a pair of shoes, and that meant the world to me. It changed a whole lot, because it was an expensive, and on top of that, guys, it was an expensive pair of shoes. Like, she didn't give me like mediocre. She didn't like go get an old pair of shoes that she used to wear but doesn't like anymore. She got me like this sissy boy shoes. Like, they were so expensive, I couldn't afford them. And I was like, wow, these shoes are amazing. They were so beautiful and they were so comfortable. And it was very, very thoughtful of her, but she went and gave her best. And I was like, wow, I was so in awe, and I was so blessed. I was so grateful. I'll never forget that. Actually, I'm still so grateful. Because of the personality that I have, a lot of people don't recognize, or I'm not someone who easily like voices out that I'm going through the most and that I need help. So it helps to actually be someone that has an eye and see where there's a need, and actually then help out. So that's really amazing. You never know whose life you're going to impact. Sometimes it's not even, and it's not something materialistic or something physical. Sometimes it's just sharing the knowledge that you have. Maybe someone is studying for you like a professional, and someone is doing the first year in a course that you've done before, or a third year or whatever, and someone is doing that course. So you find someone like, is struggling with this module, and you've done it, and you've flourished, and that that's one area you're knowledgeable in. Go ahead and assist. Help someone learn basic Microsoft Office, Word, Excel, PowerPoint. Help someone with presentation skills. If you like kill it, help somebody. I remember a friend of mine, when I was doing my research, and I was going through the most, and I didn't really have time to see people during the day. Maybe see my supervisor. Hardly saw my supervisor because I was working at the time as well. So there's a friend of mine who was a part of Toastmasters. I asked her, Miguel, can I present to you, and then you can give me your 2 cents? And she gave it her all. Like, I know she's my friend, but like, she had a job. She was also studying while working. She had like a new course she just started, but she took time. She took time to come and listen to me and help me master my presentation, because I was also presenting my research at a conference. So I was so anxious. I was like, I don't even know if this is even worthy to be presented in front of the caliber of people that I'll be presenting in front of. I mean, this is big, girl. I don't know if I can do this. How am I going to do this? I need somebody that I know is good with like public speaking, that I can just say this to and present this to, and they can like reassure me that it's okay. And she did more than that. She like went over and above, and that for me was a great gift, and it meant the world, because it benefited me so much. So she had equipped herself through Toastmasters. She was a part of Toastmasters. She was paying for it, and she was growing, and she was able to assist me with what she had. She didn't give me money. She didn't give me anything like physical, but I must say those times that I sat with her have helped me. Even today, like some of the stuff that I learned from that time with her, I've even been able to apply now. Like when I have to present, when I have to talk in a meeting, when I have to talk to people, or even recording a YouTube video. I know it's not. I'm not perfect. I haven't even mastered public speaking, but it meant a lot. It had a great impact. So in the process of trying to get and helping others come through and get as well, they don't cause pain. They don't cause pain to anyone. They do not hurt anybody. Like, even if an ant gets on your hand while you're trying to clean it. I mean, most pests or animals or insects, if you try to like get it out or something, it immediately reads that it's an attack and it fights and it attacks you. But it's almost like ants understand that they actually invading your home and there's no need for them to like hurt you. Like I found like a huge amount of ants that I've had to clean. And if you notice when you like getting them off, some of them get on your arm or on your hands, and you literally just like take them off or like squish them or whatever, but they don't sting you. They really don't. They're so harmless. I think that's something that we can also get from them as well, is that as we these people that are pursuing successes or prosperity, there's no need for us to like harm those around us. There's no need for us to be hostile, because I've seen a lot of people or heard a lot of people that are like, yeah, I'm climbing to the top, I'm climbing my ladder, hustling, but in the process they hurt others, even with their words. Sometimes people say things that I'm like, what is this really about, you know? There's no need for you to be hostile or hurt people in the process. Go ahead, be great, but let your greatness have a positive impact on other people as well. Something my pastor liked to say that I love so much is that prosperity, a prosperous person, okay, success, true prosperity will benefit someone else as well. So if you just have success and you have success for yourself and for the sake of having success, and it doesn't benefit another person, then what's the point? You're just wasting your life, you're wasting your time. And for me, that is something that really has stood for the longest, and that's something that I always try to tell myself, that I always tell myself that, girl, you pursue success, you pursue prosperity, but you pursue it also within your part of your vision, part of your vision board. It includes how that success or how that prosperity will benefit other people. And I've been fortunate enough to have examples of such people in my life. I remember there was a time where I had a birthday and I just felt the need to like celebrate my birthday by giving to others, and I was in awe at how much my friends came through, and they came through and they helped me. They helped me financially and they helped me with their hands, their time. That meant the world to me. I must say the one friend that stood out for me was even like, listen, because that time I was still in varsity, so I was in res. And you know, res life, I didn't have big pots, but I was like, I'm gonna do this, I'm gonna cook, and I'm gonna go feed the hungry and pray with them and encourage them. So this friend of mine was like, Miguel, I've got you, come through to my place. She has a nice big kitchen, big pot. She even said like she has big pots, she'll sort me out. I got there, we spent the night preparing for the next day, cooking. And she even went to the extent of borrowing extra pots so that we can get to cook more without having to take too much time. I mean, it was amazing. And she came through, she supported me so much, brought a car, we were putting the food in her car, she was like transporting even the night, whatever we had. She had a look and she was like, no, we're gonna need more stuff, you're gonna need this, we're gonna need that, we need to go to the shops and get all of this. We got to the shops and she's like, listen, don't worry about paying for anything, I'll pay for everything. And that was like the most amazing birthday present ever. So I mean, and it was very, very impactful, I must say. It impacted me so positively in such a huge way. Her level of giving inspired me to actually give more than I was giving at that time. So really, you don't ever underestimate how powerful what you have is and how much of an impact it can have on the next person. So go ahead, like, receive and go and give. That's also actually a biblical principle. A biblical principle. I've heard, there's a song that I love so much: as we receive, we freely give away. That's by Lois Obala, by the way. It's just I don't remember all the lyrics, but that one line stands out for me. So receive, like, find that gold mine, but then go back and give to others. You don't necessarily have to give to your family. It's great, you should, but it shouldn't end in there. Like, there are people who need, there are people who are at a place where they can, like, benefit a lot from you. So go ahead and be that person who's a huge benefit on others. I love you all so much, and I hope you enjoyed this video, and I hope you learned something today. Have an amazing day. God bless you.